Good morning on what is a mild, grey and cloudy day. It is Tuesday, the 29th of August. I've got a nice hot cup of tea. And a box to continue unboxing. And what I'm going to put on here is this, the practically complete guide to dragons. Plastic. So this is a Dungeons and Dragons book, but it's systemless. There's no mechanics in the book. So a treasure trove of draconic details, with tips on everything from fighting dragons to riding them. The illustrated volume showcases dragons as they appear in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, including endless adventures, inspiring endless adventures in your imagination. The practically complete guide to dragons combines the best content from the three classic bestsellers: A Practical Guide to Dragons, A Practical Guide to Dragon Ridings, and A Practical Guide to Dragon Magic, and adds new lore about the dragons found in the world's greatest role-playing game. So we open up, and it says, inscribed by Sindri Suncatcher, the greatest Kender wizard who ever lived. And we have an introduction from Sindri, so in-game content, and we dive straight into the anatomy of a dragon, and some fantastic illustrations, and then notes on things like dragon society and dragon layers. Dragon hoards, what to be found there, and the kinds of treasure. Dragons in combat. So this is talking about their breath weapon, claws and bite, and dragon fear. And we've got illustrations of essentially, man versus dragon, or or mortal versus dragon, I should say, even if they are riding on the back of a dragon there. And then we have sort of like two dragons attacking each other. As adventurers race below, I'm talking about dragon defenses and dragon weaknesses, and it's pointing things out like, don't forget the dragon's sharp teeth and strong jaws. You wouldn't want to be bitten on the biting end of an angry dragon. Or dragon claws are sharp and can cause significant damage. Dragon's long neck helps it strike its enemies. Kind of, it's annotating the artwork rather than putting that into the text, as it were. And then how to fight a dragon: find a confined space, remain silent, and don't overstay your welcome. And it carries the warning: a dragon is a highly intelligent foe with unparalleled magical powers. Few magic spells will work on a dragon in combat. Even if a spell appears to take hold, the magic will quickly wear off, and the dragon will be as formidable as ever. And dragons barely register the blows of most weapons. It takes wit, wisdom, and just the right kind of weapons to succeed in battle with dragon, not to mention a little luck. We got dragon magic, defining essentially different types of breath weapon you have per dragon type. So acid for black, lightning and blue, brass, fire and sleep gas, bronze, lightning and repulsion energy, copper, acid and slow gas, gold, fire and weakening gas, green, poison, red, fire, silver, frost and paralyzing gas, white, frost. So it's taking in sort of like the sort of like the colour and the chromatic dragons as well. So dragon magic, elemental magic, spellcraft, combative magic, defensive magic, and so on. It's essentially just giving pointers and suggestions. Nothing too deep here. Dragon abilities beyond essentially their own inherent breath weapons, and then the magic they learn. We have things like, for the dragon type, special magical abilities: black dragon, create darkness, summon plagues of insects, accelerate plant growth, and you've got a list of the abilities there, which of course will tie up with particular abilities and spells in Dungeons and Dragons. This is more interesting, perhaps. You have a list of dragon words. You can learn some of the draconic language and writing with dragons, so you could learn to write the draconic script, important phrases, and dragon etiquette. That's adding that, that I think is some ways more interesting than what's gone before, because with this you can add depth and detail to your dragons, whether through handouts or letters and that sort of thing. And we have the life of a dragon, from egg to ancient. Types of dragon. Almost pinned up like a giant, a butterfly collection. And we talk about the chromatic dragons. So you've got, and then we look at the individually each type. So black dragon. So he gets several pages, and we've got the typical black dragon layer mapped out as well. And it's going to do the same thing for the blue dragon. So blue dragon facts. Distinguishing features. Typical blue dragon layer. Essentially all complementing the content that's already gone before, and always accompanied by sort of other pieces of great artwork. So green dragon facts, distinguished features, the nature of their young, and we've got sort of like a nice kind of shot here of close-ups of the head, typical layer. And these are all locations, are ones that can easily be developed into 4 encounters if the Dungeon Master so decides. Then we have the Dragon Queen, so we're working our way through the chromatic dragons. Then we have the metallic dragons. So we've got a typical brass dragon layer, and that's more complex than the others so far. It does the same thing for the bronze dragon. Almost sort of like a maze there for the copper dragon, gold dragon. And a much more complex layer for the gold dragon. So just showcasing sort of like the artwork and the look of the book. And initially I don't think that it's initially doesn't feel as if there's not a lot of information in here, but actually when you get into the book and you begin looking at the individual dragon types, it's a bit more interesting than it at first seems. I go all the way to the platinum dragon. Before moving on to the dragon kind. With fairy dragons, dragon turtles, pseudo dragons, draco liches, shadow dragons. wyverns, draconians, brass dragon draconians. So here we've gone with draconians, best known as coming from the Dragonlance setting. And of course the Dragonborn character class, or character race or species I should say, and kobolds. And then how to ride your dragon. And how to learn to do that, taking your first ride, understanding your dragon movements whilst in flight. And the nature of moving, basically, essentially, or riding the dragon, and then the duties of the dragon rider, combat maneuvers, and then we have Heroes of Dragon Magic. Indication signs: you should learn dragon magic. You can't stop talking about dragons. You find the ideas of flying exhilarating, and so on. So we're talking about draconic sorcery, ascendant dragon monks, drake wardens. Okay, before we have an afterword, bye. Cindery signing off. So yeah. That is the practically complete guide to dragons, published by Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons and Dragons, also other fantasy games, because essentially it is systemless. So, hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so. All, of course, accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.